There are certain moments where I'm so happy. I thank my lucky stars for making me an anime fan. This is one of those moments. And also, I'm so glad I read the manga because I was going to stay anime only for a long time. But I wasn't going to see this scene, I wasn't going to see this chapter until I was probably like 35, okay? In 15 years is when they're going to animate this. Probably not that long, but okay. Basically, this is a great chapter. Okay, this is a great chapter. And with that being said, hello everybody, and welcome to my chapter 122 review for Oshi no Ko, titled Duck. And to me, this is like my personal headcanon. Like, this is like the ending of a little three chapter trilogy we have going on. Like, if you read, and I did this, I honestly implore you to go back to 120, read 120, read 121, and then read this one. They flow so well together, it feels like one big chapter. And honestly, I don't know if these chapters are just super short or I'm just super invested in the story, but I read these chapters in like 2 minutes. So reading 120 through 122 in one sitting felt more appropriate, like felt like an actual full-length chapter. And I mean, it's because they barely talk and, like, the art speaks for itself type of thing. But man, amazing chapter, very cohesive. And who cares about that? Let's just talk about the chapter itself. So we start off with Serena chilling, talking to the doctor, and tells the doctor that she wants to be an underground idol because she loves I, and she wants to get dresses and sing songs and be cute. She clearly hasn't read Oshinoko because she doesn't know that it's not just sweetness, it's not just fun and rainbows. It can get pretty nasty. And then, of course, the doc is like, nah, 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 you don't want to go to no underground. You want to make sure that you're being treated properly, whatever. And then Serena's just like, okay, you're so overprotective, but whatever. I kind of have a crush on you, whatever. And then, and then it cuts to Ruby again in the same exact position she was last week. So she's been there for a week. She's probably super cramping right now. And basically, she's just saying, like, the doctor, my mom, both my moms, probably. Yeah, so to mother and to mama. She calls them two different things. To mother, to mama, to sensei, the doctor. Why did you reincarnate someone like me? I only bring misfortune to people I love, type of thing. And then Aqua. Okay, we're getting to it. Aqua. Aqua is like consoling her. He's like, hey man, it's okay. Take a deep breath. We got this, right? I'm here. Let me get you some water. Let me get you some chocolate. Just you'll be okay. And then she's just like, I don't care about you. I don't need your help. You're just some random dude that got reincarnated with me. You're just some random guy got here. And then not only that, okay, not only does she basically say what she feels about her own brother, she hits us with this. The only reason I became an idol and kept climbing higher and higher is because I want to find the person who killed Mama and Sensei so I can avenge him. And then the look in Aqua's eyes are like, what? What? And then him hypocritically says, living for vengeance will only make you unhappy. Now, it's okay. So, look, everyone's different, right? Everyone takes away from stories different things. I read 122 chapters of this story thinking the entire time that Ruby was just super happy, wanted to be an idol, wanted to pursue her dreams, was like, finally I can dance, I can do this, I'm having fun with this new life, I'm gonna take advantage of this new life. And Aqua was like, nope. I'm gonna become an actor just so I can find my mom's killer. I'm gonna step on people that I build connections with just so I can find my mom's killer. It seemed like that. It seemed like Ruby was the happy one. I was like, oh, okay, I have a chance of life. And Aqua was the one that was like, I won't have a chance of life until I find my mom's killer. Put everything else on pause and find my mom's killer, and that's it. And I'm never gonna be happy. And if I find myself being happy, I'm gonna be like, why are you being happy right now when your mom's killer is running amok? That's what I thought the dynamic was. But here Ruby is telling us, no, 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 no. I've actually been the main character of my own story. We're about to get an Oshi no Ruby spin-off where we follow her and her monologue and her thoughts and what she was thinking when she was running around trying to find her mom's killer. So she said, I've been making moves too. Behind the scenes, we don't know. We don't know. We really didn't keep up with Ruby as much as we wish we had. As at least as long as much as I wish I had followed Ruby. Ruby's amazing. So we just got a little bit of a ball dropped here that Ruby was also was also a mother killer hunter. And I don't know, maybe to some people it was very obvious, but to me that was kind of crazy. And then Aqua's like, please just live your life without thinking about revenge. Of course, him saying that holds so much weight because I bet you that's what he wishes he can tell himself, but he literally can't help it. You know, Serena's a 12-year-old girl that got reincarnated into a girl, so she's probably like in her early 20s, which is still considerably young. Aqua is like 50, okay? Like he's older. He really feels like he already had a life and he's dedicating this life to revenge. But he's like, I don't want to see someone else go through what I do, close themselves off just like I have. Especially Ruby, who's such a bubbly ball of ballness. You know what I mean? And Aqua's probably like, nah, trust me from me. You don't want to do that. But who cares about that? All these 6 minutes I spent talking about this chapter, who cares about that? Because right here, everyone, this is why we read this manga. What happens next is why this series is so popular, is in a billboard in Shibuya district, is collabing with all these companies, is getting bigger spins, and is becoming the next big thing. Moments like these. What moments am I talking about? I'm talking about this moment that's gonna make chapter 122 iconic. And that is Aqua telling Ruby. Actually, hold on. I speak too soon. So Ruby is crying. She's like, we're just complete strangers, you know, basically saying like I never see you as a brother, whatever. And then Aqua says, this isn't a request from Aqua Hoshino. This isn't a request from Aqua Hoshino. Basically telling her, don't live your life in a revenge, you know, going after, you know, basically don't live your life like I've been living my life. And then he says, this isn't a request from Aqua, it's mine. So please listen to me. Sarina Chan. Now, how did Aqua find out? We better find out next chapter. We have no idea. Aqua probably just, honestly, he just did the math and he figured it out. But he calls her Sarina Chan. So, and then Ruby's eyes get all wide, like, what did you just call me? And then Aqua goes in and says, you wanted to wear cool dresses, sing cute songs, and encore, you're basically putting her own words into her own mouth. He says, you became an idol so you could make such dreams come through, right? Right? And then Ruby, this is such a cool scene. It's hard to explain unless you've read the chapter. Ruby turns around to look at Aqua, but like when she turns around, her face kind of becomes Serena, like kind of like they're basically just both making the same expression. And then later on, there's something that happens with Aqua as well. And then that's dude Aqua saying, "Forget that idea of revenge. I beg you, Ruby." And then Ruby says, "Why are you crying?" And then she says, "Why did you call me Serena earlier?" And then this is it right here. She goes, "Could it be that you're Sensei talking about the freaking doctor?" And then Aqua said, I've been looking for this. And again, he picks up the keychain, and this is what I'm talking about. His face turns into the doctor and says, so you've been keeping this from me, Sarina Chan. And then she gives him probably the warmest hug she's given him this entire second life. So, yeah, pretty much, we finally, the thing that we've been wanting since chapter 2, the thing that we've been wanting forever in chapter 2, we didn't even know they're going to reincarnate. They finally know each other's secret identities. Now, this is gonna be a little bit awkward because you remember Ruby like actually had like feelings for the Doctor. I honestly doubt that it's gonna become a plot point. You know, I don't think it's one of those stories where like it's gonna get all nasty out of nowhere. But it is something to think about. But yeah, Ruby and Aqua finally know each other's identities. It looks like Aqua's been known, and he decided to tell Ruby now because she was talking about like revenge and killing, and you know, basically he was like, I don't want her to go down this path, even if it takes revealing who I used to be. Like that's less important than her leading this life. So that kind of goes to show how important it was for Ruby to not pursue this revenge filled life. But yeah, the implications, like what can this mean for the story? Now, of course, you see Ruby happy. It's not like she like kicked him or ran away, or she's like, you know, feet in fear or whatever. Like she immediately starts crying and hugging, embracing him, super warm, super like so much emotion going on right now. What I think this happens is, I think it's gonna make both of their lives so much easier. See, they've kind of been living kind of like lying to everyone, even themselves, even their own sibling. Yeah, of course they have the idea like, hey, we both reincarnated. But now that they know who each other were in their past, things like the doctor's body being found will, Ruby will be like, okay, yes, the doctor died. I was very depressed, but now the doctor's literally living with me. I think their relationship is gonna get much stronger. I hope, I really, really hope, since Aqua found out that Ruby's Serena, he will stop the edge lord act at least a little bit around her. You know what I mean? Like, he's very reserved, he's very closed off, and I made a whole video on Aqua of how he's not necessarily evil or edgy. It's just him basically not being able to be free from the shackles that is revenge. But I think that this can open up Aqua to be a little softer, at least towards Ruby, and just when Ruby's around, because he's like, okay, this is Serena, this is the girl that pretty much is the reason why I'm in this position in the first place. If you really think about it, I want her to feel like I'm still me. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm me, but if I don't act like how she remembers me, it's basically like I'm gone too. Like, I died twice, pretty much. So I do think that he's gonna loosen up a little bit around her, which I hope so, because we're gonna see a lot of goofy, happy Aqua. Like when he picked up the keychain and he gave that smile. We only saw the doctor version, but I mean, pretty obvious that Aqua made that expression too. He said, "You've been keeping this from me, Serena Chan." He's trying his best to show her that, hey, I'm still me. You know what I mean? I'm still me. So yeah, insane chapter, beautifully written chapter. The art is amazing. Um, and yeah, this is just one of those good ones. This is one of those good ones. Thank you so much for watching. The next chapter is July 5th at 8 a.m., which is going to be right after I come back from Anime Expo. That's right. That's right. I'm going to Anime Expo. I'm gonna have a little vlog or something going on in Anime Expo as soon as I get there. So should be fun. But anyways, with that being said, happy Oshi no Code Day. Bye.